I'm Chelsea. Welcome to my porch. If you're a subscriber or if you're a regular here, thank you so much for joining me for video after video out here on my porch. And if you're new here, then hi, welcome. We talk about perfume out here on the porch. We also like to hang out here and talk about life and motherhood and some other things too, but perfume is what brings us together. Perfume is what we bond over, and then maybe we talk about some other things too as we go along. I am so excited to tell you all that I now have an affiliate coupon code through ScentSplit, and you all know how much I love ScentSplit. I talk about them all the time. They're my tried and true decant shop. I still am like so tickled over this because they emailed me and they said that they would love to offer a discount code for my subscribers, for my community here, and I was just like blown away because I was thinking, like, me? Like, you all know who I am? I'm just so excited about that, and I have to thank you all so much for being a part of my community and making this possible for me. It's super cool. I think it's super cool. And so my code, if you ever want to use it, if you're shopping with ScentSplit, is Chelsea10 to get 10% off your order. So, and I'll leave that in my description box if you ever forget or ever need it. So yeah, so if you shop with ScentSplit now, use Chelsea10 and you will get 10% off your order. Speaking of ScentSplit, today I am talking to you about Spring Gourmands. They reached out to me and asked if they could send me some samples of some fragrances that they think my audience would be interested in. And I was like, no, I'm not interested in that. No, I was like, yes. I was just so excited that they reached out and, you know, wanted to send these samples my way so I could talk about them with you guys. And when they got here, I realized that all of them are gourmands, and not just any gourmands, but gourmands that can work in the spring. So that's what we're focusing on in this video, are spring gourmands. I'll tell you what I think about them, what they compare to, if I have any thoughts on that. And there are a couple in there that I'm not crazy over, but most of them I really, really enjoy. I was so excited to open up this box and see that two fragrances that have had my interest ever since they were released were included. So the first one I want to talk about is from Liis, and you all know my love for Liis Beau. It's my favorite fragrance on my husband. They released their version of a gourmand in 2024, toward the end of 2024, and they called it Choux. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to smell like a bakery that brings back childhood memories for them, and so it's supposed to smell pastry-like. So the first thing I will say is that I do really enjoy this fragrance. However, it is very soft. It is very light wearing, but it's beautiful. One of my issues with gourmands is that they can be too overpowering. They can be too heavy hitting. And I just want something that is airy. It kind of whispers around me as I walk. It leaves a pretty scent trail. Something that I can wear all year long. Choux is perfect for that. This is not a loud fragrance. It is not a heavy hitter. It is soft. It's gentle. It's perfect for someone who wants to smell nice and wants to lean in the gourmand territory, but they're not fully committed. They're not fully there. And they also don't want to just project their fragrance all over the room, you know? So something that's more for them and for people who come into their close scent bubble. And I think Choux would also be a great signature scent for someone. I will say that this scent profile I find unisex leaning masculine. That's just my personal fragrance taste. I find that any fragrances that aren't overly feminine, my nose interprets them as more unisex. And so keep that in mind when I say that this leans masculine for me. It's not a masculine fragrance. It's just that I enjoy overtly feminine perfumes. This is a really sophisticated gourmand, and right off the hop I get a really smooth really creamy sandalwood. This is the type of sandalwood that I enjoy. I don't like a really dry, pickly sandalwood. And there's no coconut listed, but I definitely get like a hint of coconut cream. It's an elegant, creamy, vanillic fragrance that really brought to mind Commodities milk. So if you enjoy commodity milk, I think you would really enjoy Choux. And then also Lost in a Dream by Navitus. I was reminded of that perfume too. So Commodities milk, Lost in a Dream by Navitus. If you're fans of those, then I think you would really enjoy Liis Choux. Like I said, it leans more masculine for my fragrance taste, but I think it's perfectly unisex, and I would love to smell this on a man. And in fact, I had my husband wear it a couple of days and it smelled so good on him, and it was just gentle, and when I got close to him I could smell it on him. And I don't know, these Liis fragrances just really go well with his skin chemistry. I think that lemon is also in the note structure. I don't get lemon at all. My husband did not get lemon at all. And I read some reviews that people were saying the lemon was sharp, or I don't know, people who are sensitive to lemon were picking up the lemon. I don't get any of that. It's really this creamy, vanillic sandalwood fragrance that's elegant and smooth, and I even get a little bit of coconut cream. So no lemon to my nose, but of course sample it if you're interested before buying, and report back and let me know. Do you get lemon from Choux? I do not at all. Great spring gourmand. Okay, next, I was so excited to try this one. There was a lot of hype around it, and I can say that I love this perfume. It has made it on my wish list, and that is L'Eau de Parfum by Cirque du Soleil. Cirque du Soleil. Man, the artistry behind the bottle and presentation of this fragrance is... If you're a collector, if you are a perfume enthusiast, I think that this fragrance would be a perfect addition to someone's collection if they're in the market for this scent profile. This one opens with a bright burst of red apple and cotton candy. I love this perfume. I love it more and more. And I'll tell you why I love this so much. The apple in it reminds me of Danza by Nobile 1942. And if you watch my channel, you know how much I love that fragrance. You know that perfume has my heart. It just makes my heart pitter patter, you know? And so the apple in this, it reminds me of the apple in Danza. And then the cotton candy reminds me of cotton candy clouds from Bath and Body Works. So if you've tried that body mist or that fragrance lotion from Bath and Body Works, you know how airy and yummy that cotton candy is. And you can kind of almost feel, you can like taste the sugar crystals when you smell cotton candy clouds. That's how this perfume is. Yeah, it opens with that red apple. And then you get the sugar crystals, this sugary, airy cotton candy, and it's sweet, but it's airy. And actually this layers amazingly with Danza. So even though Danza comes to mind with this perfume, it then takes another direction. So it wouldn't be redundant in my collection. And because I do have very fond memories of Cirque du Soleil and carnivals and the fair as a child and growing up, I am very tempted to add a bottle to my collection. So as this dries down, the caramel comes through, and so does that popcorn note, which is what adds a little bit of nuance to this that separates it from other fragrances like Danza. It's different from Boardwalk Delight by, is that Skylar? It just has its own personality, you know? So I think that the perfumer and the team behind this fragrance did it amazing. Okay, my camera overheated, but we're back. Where was I? I don't remember where I was on L'Eau de Parfum, but it just makes me happy. I don't know. It makes me happy, and it layers amazingly with Danza by Nobile 1942. I am so happy to finally have tested it, and I do pick up some florals in it too. So I think there's a note of freesia. And that's just adding this freshness to it. I can for sure pick up some of that floral aspect of the fragrance, but really it's just this lighthearted, airy carnival gourmand. If you enjoy La Danza and if you enjoy Hufflepuff by House of Sillage, I think that you'll really like this one. And I get about 5 to 6 hours of wear time on this perfume with moderate projection. However, wherever you have sprayed it, whatever room you're in when you spray the perfume, that will linger for a long time. So projection is moderate and sillage is really good on this perfume. So that's L'Eau de Parfum by Cirque du Soleil. What I've found with these gourmands that are airier, that I think are appropriate for spring, is that they have this cotton candy quality to them, or they even actually have a note of cotton candy. So this one, even though cotton candy is not listed in the note structure, I for sure get a cotton candy vibe from it. And it's Helwa by Ahwaz. I had never heard of this perfume, but apparently it's been out for a while, but it was never on my radar. So this one is the most delicious toffee caramel cotton candy. Oh, cotton candy's not listed, but I get cotton candy from it fragrance. So this came out in 2016 and the only notes listed are caramel, Madagascar vanilla, vanilla flower, toffee, and amber. I'm gonna spray it on this hand. This is so good too. This to me smells like you're on vacation, you're vacationing in this little German town or German inspired town. Let me say German inspired because I've never been to Germany. However, I've been to many German inspired little towns, and you walk into the toffee shop. They're making the toffee like in the window that's facing the street, and that's what brought you in. You saw them making that toffee. You walk in, they're making the caramel, they're making the toffee. So you smell that sweetness, that airiness in the air, and there are children sitting on a bench eating cotton candy. So this one isn't as carnival-like as L'Eau de Parfum by Cirque du Soleil. This one is toffee shop. They are different, but they are both amazing gourmands. Light-hearted, airy gourmands that can totally be worn in the spring. And I would even, I mean, maybe I'm bold, but I would wear these in the summer. Probably not in 100-degree heat, but on a summer evening, I think that this would smell amazing. The only issue I have with this fragrance is that it's pretty expensive. And so would I add a full bottle of Helwa to my collection? Probably not, but I would definitely keep a 9 ml decant of it. This is mouthwatering. It is addictive. It literally makes me salivate. I sampled this first before bed one night and I slobbered all night long. I was like, I learned my lesson. Wow, this literally, my mouth is watering right now. So do not wear this fragrance to bed because it'll keep you up. You will slobber all night long. It really is. Oh, it's so addictive. It's sugary, but in a grown-up way. It's the amber in it warms up on my skin in such a beautiful way. And these two together, Helwa on this hand and L'Eau de Parfum by Cirque du Soleil, they go so great together. So if you have one, order a sample of the other and layer them. This room, my porch smells amazing. My porch smells amazing. You know that feeling you get in the back of your jaw? I get it when I'm like at the checkout line of the store and I see candy that I really want. It starts tingling and you kind of start salivating because you're like anticipating that favorite candy. That's what's happening to the back of my jaw right now as I smell Helwa and L'Eau de Parfum. So if you're a gourmand girly and you love those airy cotton candy like gourmands, then even though cotton candy is not listed in Helwa, it's this airy caramel, vanilla, just confectioner's dream, I wholeheartedly recommend at least giving it a whiff. So, okay, they also sent me two from the house of Aziri Paris. I had never heard of this brand. That's what's so exciting about Scent Split reaching out to me and offering to send these to me, because I'm sampling fragrances that I never would have otherwise, and now I get to talk to you all about them. So that is just so cool for me as a fragrance lover, just to have the opportunity to be able to do this and to keep up the conversation with you all. So I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful to be able to do this and to be able to get my nose on these. I was not a fan of Frigola, I think is how you would say it. And I do really enjoy Granita. However, I need to say that on paper, it was beautiful. On my skin, it was not. You know, that's the benefit of sampling these. That's the benefit of ordering these decants, so that you can really try them and try them on your skin and wear them for a couple of days and decide, do I want a full bottle of that? I have seen Granita hyped a little bit recently, and I understand why. It opens with this mouth-watering melon, and to my nose, it smells like watermelon Sour Patch Kids. And watermelon is not listed. I think it just is a melon note, but it starts out as watermelon to me, and then it transitions into like more of the cantaloupe honeydew direction. It is like a niche grown-up version of, if you were a fan of Cucumber Melon by Bath & Body Works back in the day, I think you would really enjoy this. However, there is something about the musk or some way that this brand does their musk, or maybe even a different note. It just settles in a powdery way on my skin that kind of reminds me of like women's deodorant or like women's hygiene products, like Secret deodorant or something. It has that sort of powderiness. So even though it still smells really nice and the sillage on it is so pretty, the musk just doesn't play nicely with my skin. And I really pick up on that women's deodorant powderiness or something that's there in the background. So it prevents me from fully enjoying the fragrance. On paper, it's beautiful and it starts out beautiful on my skin, but then it turns. So try it out if you're a melon lover, and I think it would be so pretty for the spring. It just didn't work out for me. And then the other one, Frigola, really did not work out for me. It was the same thing, except for instead of getting the other notes in that one, which I think are supposed to be, I don't know, berries and biscuit and stuff, it just went straight to the deodorant powdery musk that for some reason really came out strongly on my skin. So out of the two, I think Granita is the better one to try, and I think it could be a really pretty spring gourmand. Just didn't work out for me. And if you happen to have the same experience with this one, but you want a melon fragrance, you're a melon lover, then I recommend Guerlain's Aqua Allegoria's Flora Salvagia. I think it's supposed to mean wildflowers, but it's a melon perfume that is really pretty. So if this one just didn't work out for you, or you try it and it doesn't work, then give Flora Salvagia a try. Okay, this next one is Dulce Fundamentum by Lumi. I had also never heard of this. I think it was released last year, and this one is definitely in the same wheelhouse as Bianco Latte. So if you love Giardini di Toscana's Bianco Latte, this is like the chocolate cotton candy version of that. It's velvety chocolate, it's rum, it's hazelnut, it's caramel, and airy cotton candy. Again, there's no coconut listed in this one, but I'm picking up some sort of coconut, just like a slight little coconut nuance to this one. And then I get a tiny spoon of honey, but this honey does not go dirty in any way. It's not an animalic honey. It's just this sweet, just a touch, just a little spoonful of honey to add a little bit more sweetness. If you enjoy Qissa Delicious by Paris Corner, that's another chocolate marshmallowy fragrance. This one is like replace the marshmallow, keep the chocolate, but replace the marshmallow with cotton candy and tonka bean. And then if you love Bianco latte, it's like add cotton candy and chocolate to that. On the dry down, you do not get like this dense dry down like you do with Bianco latte. It stays lifted and airy from the cotton candy. Giardini di Toscana has a signature vanilla, and you can really smell it. It's their signature vanilla that's really pretty. So obviously Dolce Fundamentum does not have that. It does not dry down with that sort of vanilla that Bianco latte does, but that's what makes Bianco latte a little bit dense, to my nose at least. So this on the dry down, you get that airy cotton candy. So give this one a try if Bianco latte, you know, you wanted to love it, but there was just something in there that you just, you know, it just prevented you from loving it. This could be a good option. And I get about 5 to 6 hours of wear time in this with moderate projection. Sillage on Dolce Fundamentum is beautiful though. My kids could smell me all around the house. Definitely has a really pretty sillage, which I do find any fragrance that, you know, has cotton candy or anything like that in it usually has a pretty good scent trail, a pretty good sillage. Now I have Dolcemente by Jupilò. This is another one that has never been on my radar. And another one that I really enjoyed. Now this one I would describe as a floral gourmand. So this has a really pretty pairing of jasmine and mimosa. It's fruity from the peach and it's sugary. It's a very pretty floral gourmand option if you're not into literal gourmands. Like you want something in there just to elevate it a little bit, just to make it not total gourmand territory. Then I think that this is really great, especially if you love mimosa, if you love the mimosa flower and jasmine. Those two together pair really nicely in this fragrance. I am having technical difficulties. My camera keeps overheating, but you know what? We're gonna keep on. We're gonna press on and finish this video for you guys. So I was talking about Dolcemente. Where's that? I was talking about Dolcemente by Jupilò. Oh, excuse my thumb. My nail broke and then I ripped the nail polish off. This stays fresh and airy, but not from like a cotton candy effect. It's from the florals. And so it stays lifted, and the mimosa and peach are the most prominent to my nose. So like I said, if you enjoy a floral gourmand, or your gourmands not to be so literal, and you enjoy mimosa, then this is definitely one to check out. Dolcemente by Jupilò. Something like that. All right, guys, with that, I am going to end this video. It's real dark now. I cannot wait for daylight savings and for the sun to set later and later. I know I can feel it. I can feel that spring is on the way, and I am so looking forward to that. So with that, I'll wrap up my spring gourmands, and I want to give a big thank you to Scent Split for sending them my way. There were a couple that I've been wanting to sample for a while, and then a few I had never heard of, were never on my radar. So I just want to say thank you to them, and sending so many great ones that I think that a lot of us would be interested in. So like I said, use Chelsea 10 at checkout if you shop with them for 10% off, and report back to me if you try any of these, or have you tried any of these? What do you think about them? And that's all. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope that you're having a wonderful end to your February. Bye.